Good morning. Hello.
Good morning. Hello.
Welcome to Needles at the Ready. I am Kevin.
And I'm Ray. And
This is our YouTube channel where we talk about knitting, yarn dyeing, crocheting, and some other stuff.
Yeah.
So hope you
Lots of chit-chatting.
Yeah, today's going to be a chatty one.
It's how we roll.
Today is Saturday, Nope, it's a lie.
No, it's
Today's
Sunday,
April 16th. And we are just coming back from a fantastic little trip that we had to New York.
Mm-hmm. The Catskill Mountains.
Yes.
It was lovely.
It was. We stayed in Margaretville, New York.
Yep.
We will talk about the trip towards the end so that we don't get all chit-chatty.
Yeah, because that could be dangerous.
Yeah.
So for those of you who have to catch up on some projects, or maybe you're finishing up some of those whips to enter into our giveaway, we'll have a lot of opportunity to just sit back and listen to the chit-chattery at the end of the episode.
Yes.
So we are coming to you, like Kevin said, on Sunday. We just got back yesterday, so we thought it would be a little bit too much to podcast, and I'm glad that we put it off a day.
Absolutely.
But I'm also glad that we're sitting down and being able to podcast today.
Yeah.
Because I've missed you all.
I know. It's been a good 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we will first start. We do have a make-along going on currently. It is the spring cleaning mal. It started April 1st and ends in May, the last day of May, whatever that is. I don't know. So just finish up your whips. We have a chatter thread and an FO thread, and we will be pulling winners from the two of those for prizes, which we'll figure out over the next month and a half on what we're giving away.
Yes. And if Ravelry is not accessible to you, a few people have emailed us or sent us messages on Instagram with their entries. So just because you can't enter or you can't use Ravelry doesn't mean that you can't enter the make-along. So just, you could always shoot us an email or something with your project, and we'll add it to the numbers when we go to pull.
And actually, speaking of that too, one issue I think that some people may have with like accessing Ravelry, if you do access it and loading the picture, if you're trying to do it, I believe from a mobile device, it's like, I don't know, like $5 or something like that.
No, it's $1.
$1.
I believe it's just $1
for the year to be able to upload images from a mobile device.
Yeah.
If you don't have the ability to do that, you can do it from like a computer or a desktop or a laptop. And I don't think there's any charge to do it from one of those.
Yeah, but I'm not.
I could be wrong about that, but that's, if you ever have an issue of posting a picture, that could be the cause of it.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like $1 is, for us, is very convenient to be able to post from our cell phones, because that's how we take our pictures these days.
Yes.
Speaking of taking pictures these days and technology, we were talking probably a while ago, but I just came across a video on TikTok that showed like kids today, like how. So, for example, if you were to ask us, how would you talk on the phone? We would go like this. But if you were to ask a kid, how did you talk on the phone? They go like this. And you're like, that's weird. But it makes sense because they see this.
They don't have a house.
Right. And then it asks, what was the other one?
The picture.
Oh, how do you take a picture? And so, or how do you like mime taking a picture? And so we would do this to take a picture.
Yeah.
And the kids do this or this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it
It's
makes
so
sense, because if you're going to take a picture, you push your button that way. Or you take a glamour shot or something like that. But I just thought that was so interesting.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's like, holy cow. We're those people.
We are. So what else? So we've had a great 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've had a wonderful 2 weeks.
We
actually were... Well, we were talking about the things that we've watched. And we watched quite a bit of like TV and movies, which we'll talk about at the end of the podcast as well. But I guess we were homebody. No, we weren't. I feel like we did so much. I just don't know how we ended up watching so many things.
Because you know what, too? I think when you're watching something and you get invested, you just want to keep going.
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic.
And
we did have, life's changed a bit because I'm no longer working in corporate America, right?
Right.
So that's over with. So that's actually helped a little bit. And
you're working in Fiber America.
I am Fiber America. And then we had Monday and Tuesday off together prior to going away.
Right.
So we spent a lot of time like that last weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, watching shows while we were just kind of getting prepared to go. So
Sunday was Easter, so we do celebrate Easter. my mom had Easter at her house, so we went over there. Kevin made his lasagna is out of this world. I know we've talked about it so many times, but he had a request. He wasn't going to make lasagna.
No, I wasn't.
My mom was doing stuffed shells.
Yeah.
And but our niece asked him specifically if he's going to make his lasagna. And how do you say no to a 7-year-old?
I know. So
6-year-old.
I made the lasagna, and I made the chocolate almond cake that I talked about previously from Julia Child's Mastering the Art of French Cooking, Volume 1.
You definitely mastered that recipe.
I have.
It was very
beautiful.
delicious.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Me too.
So, yeah, so that was Easter.
And then we ended up hanging out with my brother afterwards, which was really nice. It was kind of like a last-minute thing.
Well, not kind of. It really was.
It was. Like, we were walking to the car, and he's like, you guys want to hang out? We're like, yeah, sure.
Sure.
So we ended up going over there and, hung out with our nieces. And my brother has a really cool, like, he turned his garage, half of his garage, into, like, a man cave. He's very into... like football and sports and all that stuff. So he's got 2 TVs and a little bar area. It was really cool. So we just hung out there. That was nice. It was really nice just to like chill. So so that was that. Yeah. And then what else did we do?
I finished wrapping up my March Madness viewing with
Speaking of sports ball.
UConn men winning the national championship, the 5th title since like 99, I think was their first one. So the 5th title in like 25 years. So that was fantastic. It was a good night.
Yeah.
Loved watching the game.
I did not watch it.
No, you did not. You went to bed.
Yeah, it was late.
It did start late. It didn't start till like 9:30ish.
Yeah.
So here. So it was definitely
I watched
late
the
viewing.
inside of my eyes at 9:30. Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, I am no longer working at the place that I worked. Well, now I guess I could say where I used to work, huh?
No. So you also got a lot of well wishes. So thank you all for for reaching out and congratulating Kevin and all that stuff and supporting us. And I think it's really great. I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So that starts tomorrow. My new venture.
Your new venture.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
I'll be prepared to have the dining room no longer be a dining room. Yeah. I think that's the catch up.
Yeah, we will talk about the trip.
Yeah, it's going to be
end.
wordy because we did a lot over the past 4 days there, but I think that's the scoopers. So, like Kevin said, he mentioned the make along, all of the information that we talk about today, all of the patterns and yarn and all of those fun things will be linked down below in our show notes, and the link to our Ravelry group is at the top of our show notes. All of our contact information is there. So our Instagrams and our Ravelry group. There's a which we haven't been on in a little while, but there's also a
Discord
server for you guys to kind of like chat all things, whatever you want. Really, we've got like pet sections and all of those things.
And 2 other things actually before we get into the knitting.
Okay.
And I totally just forgot what they were.
Okay.
Oh, one is, so next podcast, we will also be delaying it a day. We won't be podcasting until the 30th.
Yes.
So the 29th is 2 things, but we're only doing one that we know of right now. So the 29th here in Connecticut, there is the Connecticut Sheep and Wool Festival, which is in East Haven. That, as of right now, we do not believe that we're going to be.
I thought it was North Haven.
It could be North Haven. I forget now. Probably North Haven.
One of the havens.
One of the havens. So I don't think we're going to be able to go to that.
Right.
Which is sad.
But
who knows? We may be able to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're very busy, y'all. We've got a lot of plans.
Yeah, we have a lot of plans coming up in the next couple of months. So that
Hopefully
one I
we'll
don't
see
know.
some of you at these places.
Yes. That one we don't know. But on the same day, it's also local yarn store day. But we will not be able to visit our actual local yarn store, the one that we typically do, which is Knit New Haven. Mm-hmm. We will be traveling with our lovely friends from the Knitting Posse, and we will be heading to Pick Up Every Stitch, where there's a trunk show with some friends of ours who we would like to get to see one of them for the first time in person.
Are you going to share who they are?
It is Max and Vincent from Les Garçons.
Yeah, they announced on their podcast, I believe.
No, on their newsletter.
Oh, on their newsletter. They didn't talk about it in their podcast.
No, they mentioned it on the newsletter. So we've known about it for a while. So we have made plans prior to this to go. So we'll be going there on the 29th.
We'll probably stay
April.
most of the day there. It'll be nice. We've met Max before. We haven't met Vincent.
In person.
Yep, in person. Can't wait to go meet him.
Yeah.
Give him a hug.
I'm excited.
We'll be there. So, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a beautiful store. They have amazing yarns that they really curated a lot of really cool yarns.
It's a beautiful shop.
Yeah, that you don't see really anywhere else. The owners are absolutely lovely. So we're really excited to go.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see some of you guys there. So April 29th, I believe the store opens at 12 noon. So we'll be there around that time. And we'll probably hang out for quite a while.
Yeah, and that's in Mount Kisco, New York.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the 2 weeks from now. So we will podcast the Sunday afterwards.
Yes. We also have plans to go to Knit City, Montreal, which I know we've talked about before. That's around May 20th. We're going to go up a couple of days before. We're kind of on the fence about, right, because we're going up on the 17th, I think.
I don't know. We're going up Thursday.
And then we're kind of toying with the idea of making it a week-long trip for us, which will be nice. So we'll be up there. A few of you have already reached out and given us some suggestions. Apparently there's like a knit night or something like that happens.
Yeah, we're just kind of...
We're waiting.
Wing it. We're waiting for passports.
Yeah, we are waiting for passports.
We are waiting for passports.
Yeah.
So that
if not, if we don't get our passports, we'll just hang out by the border. And if any of you that are
want
like
to smuggle us in, feel free to do so.
Yeah. Just don't tell anybody. We are precious cargo. What else? We're toying with some other.
Yeah.
We're toying with adding.
Don't toy.
I kind of want to put it out into the universe because I really want to do it. We're toying with the idea of going to Maryland Sheep and Wool this year. We said we weren't going to be able to do it, but we probably still won't be able to do it. But I really want to do it, so we're probably going to do it.
We may. It's not a far drive for us. It's about a 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
So if we did, it would just be like go Friday after you get out of work, head there Saturday, spend the day Saturday, and maybe go back Sunday if we felt like we missed anything. For a couple hours and then drive home. So you could get back to work on Monday. So that's a possibility.
I would take Monday off.
Well, your work stuff is changing too.
Work stuff is definitely changing. I don't want to talk about it right now. But things are definitely moving along. What else? School. For all of you that have been following along, I still currently have an A in the class, which is great.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know that I knew that. Maybe I did. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a low A, but it's still an A.
I remember.
I have to do a lot of schoolwork today after the podcast. I brought my homework with me to do on the vacation, but I just didn't.
And there's one other thing that we need to mention. We have a new giveaway today.
We do have a new giveaway today.
So,
this is super exciting.
Yes. And I couldn't find mine. Ray has his sweatshirt on, which
well, yours is in the hamper because you wear it.
Yeah, I wear mine quite often, so I need to wash it. But stand up, show your sweatshirt.
Okay, so
we are giving away
Kelly
from Knit Swag has offered to give away one of her sweatshirts.
Yes.
That has either, so it says DPNs, Magic Loop, 9-inch circular.
It's 9. This one's 8-inch circulars. I think this is probably because it was a prototype, maybe. But the newer ones or the current ones out there will say 9-inch circulars.
Yep.
And then she added a fourth, which is 2 circular needles because a lot of you knit socks now on 2 circular needles. And it's cute because, I don't use DPNs. This is kind of half for me. But I like my 9-inch circulars. So Kevin says Magic Loop here.
Yep.
With a Magic Loop needle or, long circular needle. And it's got 9-inch circulars crossed off, DPNs crossed off. So anyway, Kelly, go ahead.
So you will get to choose the size, the color, and which one you want highlighted. So in order to enter, down below, tell us which one you would get. And then we will announce winners.
How about you mention Knit Swag,
the
word Knit Swag, and then which one you want, because that's how we can filter the comments, because sometimes we get a lot of comments for the giveaways, which is so incredible. So put Knit Swag, which is KNITSWAG. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
There. And then 9-inch circulars or whatever.
Yeah, which one you would pick.
Yeah.
And then,
but make sure you use Knit Swag so that we can filter that out.
Yes.
Please.
Thank you.
Please and
Good
thank
job.
you. Even though we read and comment on everything, but.
And I think that's everything.
All right, you're all caught up now.
All right, so let's talk about some
Mostly.
knitting. I have 3 whips.
All right, so I have 2 finished objects. I'm considering one of them an FO, even though I still have to wash it and weave in my ends, but I'm going to wait to do that later. But I am considering that an FO. And then I have 3 works in progress, or projects that I've worked on a little bit. I made some progress. I'm still going to show them, just, you know.
I know one of mine I just picked up yesterday. I got in like 12 rows. So.
Yeah, but who cares?
Yep. All right. So
Okay.
then it is your show since you have that pose.
All right. So my first one's is crochet. I talked about this quite often, and I'm going to continue to talk about it because it's taking a while. And, it's just what we do. What's this? Celebrate the grand opening of the Good Notes shop with freebies.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I don't want to claim.
So somebody
I'll wait on that.
Somebody asked us, and I'll go back. I think it may have been Instagram. So in case anybody's wondering, the way that we track our patterns and we like notate on them and follow them, we use GoodNotes 5 on iOS, so Apple. It is not free. It's a one-time charge.
Yeah, it was so worth it.
It's kind of just a place to keep PDF files.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what's worked for us. We've tried other trackers. This is just a very generic one. I use it for all of my dyeing. Like when I'm dyeing and I'm writing stuff down, I use it for that. So that's what we use. We use GoodNotes 5, I believe is what it was.
But it's also good too for other PDFs. Like I have my insurance information, like my health insurance information here. I have my vaccination cards here. I have, for our knit night, I have all of the names and addresses and phone numbers of everybody too in like a separate file. Anywho, this is the Rainbow Ripple Baby Blanket. It's a 12-pointed star. It's by Celeste Young. It's a free pattern, which is great. We have a couple of babies coming into our lives, so I thought it would be fun to do Rainbow Baby Blanket. And, this is it. So it's a lot larger than I thought it was gonna be, but it's really cute, and I think it'll be great for not just like to put over a stroller or whatever, but if you wanted to have some floor time with the kids. So I chose some rainbow colors, some like non-traditional like darker shades too. But I think that they all complement each other really well. So you've got your red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple up here. It's a super simple pattern. I used a 5mm crochet hook, I believe. What was recommended? Yeah, 5mm crochet hook. Chose the colors from, I think I got them from Joann's online.
Did you, or did you get it directly from Karen?
No, I got it from Joann's because it was a big sale. So I bought a whole bunch of yarn. I'll show, my whip is actually one of these in progress. So I'll go through all the yarns when I pull out the work in progress. But I really love it. I think it's going to be...
they're really cute.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really sweet for the kids. And you'll see how this one is laid out. And then when I pull out my whip, I just reversed the colors. So the center will be purple, blue, green, and then so on and so forth. And then I have different color, I'm going to do 3 of them total. So I have a different color separation stripe here. I don't know, whatever you would call it, accent stripe maybe. So this is the gray, I have a white, and then I have a black.
Nice.
So I think that they'll look same but different.
For sure.
And then so you can see here, I have to weave in my ends.
That's not many though.
No,
that's not bad.
It's just the once at every color change. However, on this one, what I ended up doing was I didn't. I just crocheted over the next colors, and like when I added them in, I just added them in, chained them, and then crocheted over it. So everything's pretty much like woven in anyway. I just want to go in the opposite direction just to give it a little bit more. But the next one, I'm ending each color and then starting the new one. So I'm, slipping that stitch, pulling it through so that it's sealed already, I guess, or secured.
Yeah.
And then just picking up again So I think that'll help. I was getting a little bit nervous if there's a lot of manipulation here because it's machine washable. So I really don't want these to kind of fall out. So I'm just going to go back through a few more times, back and forth just to make sure that the ends are secured in here. Nice. And the other ones I won't worry about so much because it's basically a knot, at the end of the row.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So this was, it's really fun and it grows really, really quickly. And the last couple of rows it's quite a few stitches. So it takes a little bit longer towards the end. But, before you know it, you're like, oh, wow, new color. I'm done, or whatever. So
very lovely.
Yeah, the points are really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm happy with that. That's my first.
Good job.
My first FO. So look, it's like, and it's actually very soft and squishy.
It is.
Somebody who was it? Was it Maddie? Who had said to use baby shampoo or something like that, or baby conditioner?
I don't know.
So one of the podcasts we were watching, I believe it was Maddie and Kristen, said that when they make baby products or projects or something, they'll wash it in like the acrylic, especially in like a baby conditioner.
Okay.
And it softens it up even more.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. So I might wait till I get all three, like I said, and just kind of do them all together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to use some color catchers though, because I don't want to.
I don't know if the acrylic bleeds.
No?
I don't know because it's not. It would have to be dyed differently because it's not
an
animal-based fiber. So the dye has to be. I'm assuming that it's treated.
It may fade, but maybe it won't bleed.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we'll see. So that's that, and I'm really, really proud of this.
Yeah,
one.
it's really cute.
I think it's very cute. So that's FO number 1.
Okay, FO number 2.
Oh, I have a second one too.
And I have an FO, but it's downstairs.
Oh.
It was just my dishcloth. I finished that.
The brick one?
The second one.
Do you want to go get it?
No, it's okay.
You sure?
Yeah, it's a dishcloth.
Okay. So the second one, oh, I got an Instagram notification. Let's see. Oh, how funny is that? Kelly from Knitswag just let us know that all the sweatshirts and hoodie variations are added to her shop. So before you even comment, if you want to look at her shop, knitswag.com, you can see all the designs and everything like that. That was perfect timing.
Yeah, and it's linked down below to her website. I think we always have it linked.
I think we do too, because I think there's a coupon code in there too.
Oh yeah, we have a bunch of coupon codes down below. So Knit Swag, Trilogy Yarns, Naughty Knitting Sacks, Scrappy Angel are just some that I know off the top of my head.
Right.
So definitely check out the coupon codes in the description below this episode.
Lovely. Okay, so my next FO was a test knit. It's a little secret. I'm waiting for the pattern designer to get back to me to let me know if I can share any of the details. So I don't want to throw anything out there and make them feel rushed or uncomfortable or anything like that at all. But I am going to show these because I absolutely love it. Love it. So it's a new sock pattern going to be coming out by a lovely designer. I cannot wait to share the information. So I'll most likely share it on my Instagram too as soon as it comes out, but I'll definitely show it on the next podcast. If you're looking for, my Instagram is linked down below if you want to follow that. So shameless plug. All right, so I had the pleasure of, like I said, test knitting this, and there were some different techniques in here that I had never done before. They're socks. I'm going to show them.
The yarn is so good too.
So good. So this is Woolens and Nosh. We got her mystery sock club. We got the fingering version of that sock club, so it's her Targhee base, Targhee nylon base. I believe it's 90% Targhee and 10%.
Hold on, you keep going. I'll read this.
Thank you. And it's 10% nylon. This was living in our beautiful Hide and Hammer Le Garçon bag collaboration. They had a shop update yesterday where they had a bunch of these bags. They're all sold out. And thank God, because there was one bag that we wanted really, really bad. Hopefully she's not saying to not share.
No. It's
okay.
No, you keep talking.
Okay, I'm going to keep talking.
I'll read.
All right, great. So the colorway is the Butterfly Nebula. And it's, again, like I said, by Woolens and Nosh. Her superwash Targhee fingering base. It's hands down my favorite sock base of all time. About 411 yards per 100 grams. Came with a mini as well, so I still have a good amount of this left over. This is all I have left of the mini. But the mini is basically that middle stripe color here. So you really don't need to have the mini, but I'm glad that I did. So now that you know that it's a butterfly nebula, all these little specks in here remind me of like stars.
Yeah.
You know? She did a really, really good job. They do match. It is a square Dutch heel, or it's a Dutch heel. It's a garter stitch heel, which I wasn't sure how I would feel about a garter stitch heel, but it's so cushy and wonderful. It's also a garter stitch toe here too. Obviously you can see that. So the heel, and I've never done a Dutch heel before, but I think it's really cool. It's literally square. So like it's hard to see. It's a square heel. Look at that.
That's fun.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And it looks a little bit weird, like when you're just holding it up like this. Like how does that fit? It fits my foot so well. And I said to Kevin, like, this is probably one of the most comfortable pairs of socks, or the best fitting pairs of socks that I've made. So I will definitely do that again. It does have a gusset. You can see that here. A little bit of a gusset. I thought it was so good.
Yeah, the yarn's just beautiful.
It's really gorgeous. I'm so happy with this. The socks knit up super fast. I did this exactly to pattern, and just again, once I can share, I will share the pattern and stuff. So these will not be linked down below, or if I do link them down below, I'll just link a reminder like pattern not available yet, super secret. But I had to share because
it's really, really good.
They're so good. So they're shorty socks, which is great because I don't own a pair. I own only a few pairs of shorty socks. So I just can't stop looking at them.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
I absolutely love it. So that is, I believe that I did make them. I did match them. So in order to do that, because it's quite a few row repeat, I had to pull off some of the extra yarn. So I've got this plus that little nugget left, which is probably enough for me to do another pair if I want to, but I think I'm going to hang on to these. I think it would be really cool when we get our other ones too, to see if like maybe they can play together in a scrappy project or something. So socks are done. Order up.
Fun. Good. Yes, chef.
Okay.
Heard.
So
actually what Kelly just sent us, and this is really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how we didn't know about this. So Kelly actually does YouTube lives.
Really?
So she does it on Sundays at 6 p.m.
That's today.
Yeah, she's working her way. It's all about modular knitting and modular knitting concepts. Mm-hmm. She is working her way through a rare vintage knitting book from 1952 called Number Knitting. So, and she's doing a couple of different knit alongside from now until the end of June. So go check out Kelly's YouTube channel. Cool. We will put that below as well.
Yeah.
So that's fun. We'll have to check that out tonight.
Totally.
Something. I just got another notification. Probably telling me to stand. No. Okay. So whips. I have 3 whips. How many do you have?
I have 3 as well.
All right. I guess I can start. All right. So whip number 1 is again living in my Yarn Creative bag bucket.
These are like one of my favorite bags.
So wait till you guys see the mistake that I've made. Do you remember my mistake?
No. I thought you fixed your mistake.
I did not.
Oh, I do.
I made a new one, remember?
Yeah.
I made another.
That's a bummer, man.
I know. I'll probably...
You're really close, though.
Work on it today.
I thought you were going to say Frogget. I was going to punch you in the face.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, so this is my...
I'm all out of love.
What is this? My Twists and Turns by Stephen West. So this was the MCAL,
from 4 years ago.
From October 2022 that I still haven't finished. But I'm going along.
You're
going
trucking.
along.
Yeah, you're making good progress.
I was making progress, and then I made a mistake, and then I stopped. So here's what we have so far. Ready? And y'all are right, and I keep forgetting about this. It's totally Gryffindor vibe, and that's not what I intended it to be, but it is Harry Potter Gryffindor vibe.
Oops, sorry.
So I have this section done, and then let's talk about the next one, because that was done in the last episode, and then I picked up, did my band, and I started working on it. And do you guys see the issue? I don't have any more of this to attach this to. I think I left out like a full repeat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip out my I-cord. Thankfully, I still have my tail. Attach the yarn again. And then I just have to do...
Yeah.
It's less than 40 rows from what I remember. So it's not much knitting. There's like 27-ish stitches on the needle. So I will...
So there's 4 full boops and 1 half there. So let's see what you got.
So I got 1.
So you have on the outside 1,
2,
2,
3.
3. Yep.
And I would be working my 4th.
So you have 1 full repeat still to do.
So apparently I didn't do a good job of keeping track on my Good Notes app when
it's okay.
I did this. So the colors that I'm using...
I feel like most people who have knit this shawl can relate.
Probably. So all of the yarn is from Barnyard Knits.
It's really wonderful.
It's on her
beautiful.
sock fingering yarn, which is 75/25. The main color is Japanese Maple. This color is White Pumpkin. And then this color is Gold Leaf. So I will...
I love those speckles in the White Pumpkin.
I know. That's why, yeah. So if you can see, so the White Pumpkin just has barely there speckles. Yeah. Really, really pretty. It actually picks up the gold leaf really well. Mm-hmm. And I just thought that the red, and it's a purpley red, mm-hmm. or a really deep maroon. It has some purple undertones, or even like a chocolatey undertone, which is weird to me. Red. I don't know. I'm probably lying.
Look how pretty, though.
No, I love the colors together. Yeah. I'm not going to do I've decided I'm not doing the I-cord in my cables, though. I'm going to leave them out.
I didn't do that either.
So I just have to take this out and get started again. But that is whip number 1.
Great job.
Thanks.
Muy bien, muy bien. Okay. So, I might as well show where I got on the blanket. This is living in the prototype chip basket. Again, fiberhustle.com. He's currently working on some more baskets. I'm sure you've seen them all over the place. They've been very popular, as well as Aaron's Yarn. So fiberhustle.com. Join their mailing list so that you're one of the first people to get a notification when new things go into the shop. And anyway, this...
they had just posted it in their stories too. It's older though. The updates, they're having an update within the next couple of weeks.
Oh, perfect time.
Yeah. And they're spring themed baskets, like spring colors.
Yeah.
So they're different than the ones that we previously got. Same style, just different fabrics.
Great. There's your PSA for the day. All right. So this is what I've got so far. I just have a few colors done. But you can see the reverse now, and this is using the white in the middle. Yeah.
It's interesting because the purple, I mean, it could be our lighting, is really much darker, I feel like, here than on the other one. I could be wrong. It's coming across darker. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah. But this is going to be... I think this is going to be super cool. So this is with the white, so I've done, obviously, the purple, the blue, and then I've done 3 rows of the green. Started the 4th over here, so I'm currently working on my 4 of 5. You do 5 rows total around of the green. Then I'll add another white, and then I'll carry on with the colors. So the purple, well, actually, I'm just going to pull these out as I can. So just imagine in your head where you are. So the green that I'm using is Kelly Green This is all Caron Simply Soft. It's a worsted weight yarn, 100% acrylic. You get about 170 grams, which is 315 yards in each one of these. Obviously, depending on where I am, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to flip-flop the colors, because depending where you are in the pattern, you're using more and more of that yarn.
Right.
So because I used the majority of, I pretty much used up the entire ball and maybe ball and a half of the purple and the blue. So starting those now, I had enough to, I'll have enough of all of the yarn to do a second blanket. I may have to purchase a few more skeins to finish it, but we'll see where we end up. But I won't have to do that till the third blanket. The orange is pumpkin.
Do you want me to hold the ones that you showed so you can get the other ones?
If you'd like, sure. That's pumpkin. The yellow is sunshine. The red is red.
Look how bright original.
So the red on camera is coming off a little bit more fluorescent than it is here.
I know.
It's a little bit, it's definitely not picking it up well.
I don't know. I think so. You know what's weird is I feel like the colors are coming across very different today than what I'm typically used to seeing.
We have the overhead light on. Do you think that's why?
Yeah. I didn't even realize.
We usually don't do that.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes a difference.
No, I think it makes a difference for like our eyes too, because I was seeing things differently.
Oh,
okay.
It's still a little bit brighter, but it's toned down. It's not as fluorescent as that red. This is the white, which is called white.
White? Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? And then the blue I don't have in here.
Are you out of it?
No, it's over there. I just didn't. I brought this with us on vacation, so I didn't bring the colors that I've already used. So the blue and the purple have hung out here. The blue, I believe, is like a...
Oh, what's the name of it?
Not violet. Oh, well. We're bad podcasters.
We are.
But you can always check the previous videos, probably the last 7 videos, because I've probably been talking about it for that long.
It's not like we've been doing this for 3 years.
But that... Totally. So that's that, and here's the hook. Like I said, I'm using a 5mm crochet hook. These are my favorite crochet hooks. I've tried so many different ones. This is the Clover Amour set. It's so comfortable in my hands. Everything is very smooth. Smooth operator. What's that? That goes there. This goes here. I also love with crochets, like you can just pull the hook out.
I know.
And, like, it's not a problem.
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. So that's that's where I'm at with the second blanket. Okay. And I usually do that. I usually do that at night for a little while.
So my next project.
These are beautiful.
Is living in my Lake Arson bag also. This is a good sock bag, hat bag. Really good. It's actually
you can fit a shawl bag. You can fit a lot in those bags.
Yeah, this bag. It's deceiving. Mm-hmm. I think bags just in general are deceiving.
I think so too.
But yes, so this is the Hide and Hammer bag that Ray just
showed.
So
follow or sign up for their newsletter as well. Boutique Les Garçons is their
website.
Their website. We'll have that link down below because that's where they announced when they had these bags go for sale and what time that was happening. They really tried hard to accommodate.
For time zones.
For time zones and for quantity too, because a lot of people weren't able to get the bags. So there will be more coming, they said. All right, anyway, sorry.
All right, so this is...
I love this. It looks so like...
Also Woolen Tanache. Oh. This is, I think, like day hike.
Day hike.
Right? So I passed the perfect on our hike. Heel. And I'm probably... Yeah, I'll do an afterthought heel. I don't think I'm doing this yarn. I'll do this. I'll do that striped heel as well. Yeah, just because great. I don't have a base that feels like this.
I know.
So
it's wonderful.
Yeah, so I will just continue. I'll do my toe in the stripe, and then I'll do the heel with this yarn as well. Make sure I can use up as much of it as possible. But I love the colors. Very autumnal.
It totally is. It looks.
But you can see it, like the brown. You got some blue skies, maybe water from a lake, the greenery from the trees.
It feels very outdoorsy.
Yeah, I love it.
Like outdoorsy, rustic.
You know that we just love Michelle's yarn.
I know.
So yeah,
we may be heading up to Vermont. Why are we heading up to Vermont?
So we were thinking of heading to Vermont Well, there's two different reasons that would be heading to Vermont. So reason number one is we were just thinking we're driving. Our intention is to be driving to Montreal. So we were going to stay in Vermont like Wednesday night. So we get into Montreal on Thursday, and on the way home, we would stay in Vermont potentially so that we could break up the drive because it's
Michelle, if you're watching this
6 to 8 hours
and you would like to bake us a pie and show us your dye studio, we'd love that.
Oh, hold on. Sorry.
It's okay. Is everything okay?
Yep.
Great. So, you know what I was thinking you could also do is we've knit so many woolens and nosh self-striping. We probably have some leftovers that if you don't want to do the heel in the same color, you could always see if there might be a contrasting self-striping to add a little bit something different there too. So Kevin knits his socks on magic loop. He's very distracted. No, I'm sorry. It's totally fine.
No, it's from the bank.
Oh. Because we have a lot of weird activity on our bank card. We've been all over the place.
Apologies. So this is knit... Apologies.
June 7th. June 6th.
6th.
Day before your birthday.
Yes. So this is... I knit magic loop. This is Chowgu red lace needles on a US 1, which is a 2.25 millimeter. I cast on 64 stitches. I do a 1x1 twisted rib. When I do a color change, my purl stitches, I just knit them so I don't get that purl bump, which is just a preference of mine. I saw it from Maddie Does It from We Share Needles podcast.
I thought you slipped them. No, maybe you knitted them.
No, I think I knit them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I do that, and I think I did about 18 rows on this. 15 to 18 is what I typically do. And then just knit about 7 to 7.5 inches. It depends on my mood. And then same thing. I knit about 6 inches, I think, for my foot before I start my toe.
Great. Did you handle that bank thing?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I did handle it.
Oh, okay, good. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, and then... Oh, you know what? I didn't tell you with my socks to go back. My, obviously my preferred method is... I haven't done this in a long time. It's been a while. 9-inch circular needles. I like my 9-inch circular needles. I left them downstairs, but Chowgu is my preferred brand. A lot of you asked me that question. And my preferred gauge is about 8 stitches per inch. And I get that with a US 1. No. Yeah, US 1 or a 2.25 millimeter needle. I prefer the Chowgu fixed 9-inch circulars as opposed to the interchangeable.
I should check. I've never checked my gauge on my socks.
I did for this pattern because...
Smart.
Yeah, because I wanted to make sure that I was giving the right information. I'm trying to be a good test knitter. So if any of you want me to test knit things for you, I'm just kidding, please, because I get anxious. No, I'm just kidding.
We got a little color on our face, huh?
Did we?
I think so.
A little sun-kissed?
Yeah.
It was that gigantic...
hike
up the mountain. I actually want to see... because I think I put it in here. I can tell you 100%. So... Oh no, my gauge was 8.25 stitches per inch, unblocked. So it's usually around 8.25 is my gauge. Nice. Michelle's yarn is a little bit plumper, so it kind of knits, like it kind of gets a little bit of a sport weight gauge at times, I guess.
Yeah, it's rounder, it's thicker and denser than a 75-25.
Although this is a little bit smaller, so maybe I was a little bit tighter on this one, but I don't know. And I did a combination of the 9-inch circular and magic loop. I do magic loop for my heels, especially if I'm doing like a heel flap gusset heel. Yeah. And then I do it for my toes as well.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. You're up for the next whip.
I am.
Yeah.
My next one is the Dustlin sweater. I've been showing... This has been taking me quite a while to knit as well, but I have larger projects. Not that I have to explain myself. It doesn't really matter. So this is the Dustlin sweater by Stephen West. It's a really fun... what's the word I'm looking for?
textured sweater.
That's the word I was looking for. Textured sweater. He just came out with a Dustland cardigan, which I think we talked about on the last podcast.
We did, and I had mentioned how I didn't like the length in the photo. It looked really long, and I immediately after podcasting that day, I want to say that like Saturday or Sunday, he released an episode, and he talked about it and how it's very customizable. You can do a cropped version, super long, whatever, hit your waist. So it's, and he showed, I think you can see it in the test knits, under projects on his Ravelry page. You can see the different lengths,
the crop
and it's
one
really
looks
cute.
Really good. I don't have the belly for a cropped version.
But I barely have the belly for a full length version.
True story. Especially after all the stuff we ate this weekend. Let me start with the yarn for the sweater. It's really lovely to work with. We got this at Vogue Knitting Live in New York. It's Moda by Wool Dreamers. It's so funny because the words are backwards for us. And we've been really good about that.
Yeah.
But it says Atom, ATOM, for our, ours, and I'm getting.
I know every time you show it,
it's hard to look at a word backwards that's spelling
an actual
word and say Moda. Like usually when we see backwards words, like you can still kind of process that, but my brain's like, wait, why are you saying something?
Like the pillow doesn't say anything other than
needles at the ready.
Right.
Like it doesn't spell
backwards.
Anything else
it doesn't spell a real word.
Right. But that's funny. Anyway, so this is it. This is on the gray base. We've talked about this. They have a lot of different colors, and they do them on two different bases. One is on a gray base, and the other one is on just like a white. So this one has kind of like some really cool heathered. I'm having trouble with words today.
That's because we're still quite tired.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, we didn't sleep well.
I'm really hungry now.
I'm starving.
That's the problem with eating like poop.
Yeah, I know you are hungry more often, totally. And we didn't just sleep fantastically.
It was great last night.
I know, last night was so good.
Yeah. Okay, so this is about 252 yards in 100 gram skein. It's a worsted weight, and the colorway is 526G. The G is because it's on that gray base. You can also get this this beautiful blue. I love this blue.
Excuse me.
Love this blue.
They had really beautiful colors. I do kind of wish I bought yarn. I just didn't have a project in mind.
Yeah. All right, so I was getting to the point where the length, I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to keep going with length or not. When I put the sweater on, it's a top-down raglan, circular yoke sweater. When I put the sweater on and lifted my arms up, because I didn't have the underarms, like I didn't have the, pick up those stitches for the sleeve, I wasn't sure because I put my arm up and it looked like it was going to pull up the sweater pretty high. I was looking at some notes on Ravelry, and then Kevin was like, why don't you just start trying to knit a sleeve just so that you can see how it would actually be when you did it. So I've got 2 balls of yarn attached to this, so it might be a little bit difficult to show.
Oh, you didn't attach the other ball? For the body?
No, because I didn't want to even though it's non-superwash and I could just rejoin it. Yeah. Which I probably should just friggin' do. Because it's kind of a pain in the ass.
But now you're in it.
I'm definitely in it to win it. So, all right. This is the back. This is what I have. Let's try to move some of this out of the way here. So, I'm loving the stitch definition here. I love how everything kind of pops out. The pattern is super fun. The sweater is getting heavier. And that was another thing too, is a few of you had made some comments about, when there's garter and these kind of textured patterns, that especially when you wet it, it can get stretchier. It can kind of drop. So that's why I wanted to make sure that the length was good for me. So I did start the sleeve here, and I've done 4 decreases already. The pattern is interesting because it doesn't tell you exactly where to decrease. It's one of those decrease evenly by this many stitches until you get to, this stitches for your wrist. So I did look in Ravelry and see what some other people did. And then for me, what I ended up just doing is, and eventually, once this is done, I will put all of this in Ravelry under the project page. But I ended up doing my decreases in these garter stripe rows to maintain the stitch counts and everything like that in here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can certainly decrease, and it's working for me so far. As I get closer to my sleeve length, I may have to change my rate of decreases or where I'm putting them. So as long as you stay in pattern, he says you should be fine. So he says decrease in pattern. So you decrease, but then you pick up the pattern again. So you might have a little bit of a weird point there where you're decreasing or whatnot. But anyway, so that's what I ended up doing here. So I've got 4 total decreases down there, and you're just decreasing by SSKs and knitting 2 together. It's just to keep it even, the decrease side even. But the back, I don't know if I've showed this in a while, but the back has some additional short row shaping in the back with the garter, which actually looks super cool.
Yeah.
And it does even out the sweater. So when I put this on, it's like perfectly even all along the sweater.
Yeah, and the neck line,
and you can
fits
see the
you well,
difference.
too.
Yeah, the neck fits perfectly. So you can see the difference here. There's only the garter stripe here. You can see where the short rows are. I thought that detail looks really neat as well.
Yeah.
So this is what I have so far. I have to actually change out my bag. It's too big for my.
Oh, really?
For my bag, yeah. So that's okay. That bag is from Paradise Island,
yeah.
PEAR. We'll have that link down below as well. So this is where I'm at, and I have to. Oh, almost pull this down a little bit.
I know those. So we mentioned this before. We have the pony bead lacing, which is a substitute for like the knitting barber cords. Mm-hmm. Although
you can definitely tell the quality is way different.
It is different. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
So that's a good alternative.
It's a great alternative. I think it works.
It is cheaper, and
you get a ton of it. But
I've dropped stitches off of it. It's come out.
So you can see. I mean, I definitely have to do more.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to do a whole nother, 2 sections or whatever it is to complete.
No, I think it's
so. I
smart.
think maybe one more section would be good. But now that I've got this sleeve joined, and it was really clever to do it like the way that he has it in the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So like you don't have any of the holes.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a weird join here, but that's just on my underarm. Everything else evens out really well. See how everything just kind of like continues?
Yeah.
So I think it looks really, really cool.
Yeah, and it's really smart to do it this way to see how it fits. Because a circular yoke does fit differently. There's also a lot... I think there's also more fabric on it, so it can feel a little bit bigger than you would than with a raglan, depending on the size.
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I will say... again, like Kevin said, the neck looks very wide, like when you're just looking at the sweater, but on my body, it really fits. For sure. It fits very, very well. So, and I did that was one of the modifications that I did. On that, I did a tubular cast on. I did a 1x1 tubular cast on and converted it to a 2x2 tubular cast on.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, I'm glad that I did that. So we'll see once it's all finished and the stitches bloom on that. But yeah, look. There's where
Oh no, that's fine.
I mean, I have 2 sleeves still to do.
You're okay.
Well, thanks, Kev. You're okay too. So that's the Dustlin by Stephen West.
And then my last whip, I'm actually going to pull it up because it's like the...
Let me put that back.
Pattern shawls. All right.
Oh my God, I almost started singing that really inappropriate song.
So I am knitting Moon Bumps by Max the Knitter. I am using Spin Cycle for my bumps and Fua Fua in the colorway Toffee for the body of my sweater. It's not a sweater, so it doesn't have a body. the main color.
But there will be a cardigan version of this.
I know.
Bumps, which looks really nice.
does.
It fits Max very well.
It did. All right, so here is where I'm at. I am just about at the halfway point. So I have a bunch of ends. Some of them you can see I've already done the weaving in to make the bumps. I have to do these 4. So I am currently done with my increases, I believe. I have to go back and double check.
I still...
It's
Never
so soft.
in my life.
It's beautiful. I mentioned this before, is that you can see...
Oh, you can see the gradation.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it starts off a little bit darker down here. You get really light with the yellow. Again, this is Fua Fua. It's held double. So... And then this is the spin cycle. I'm pulling from the middle because I actually didn't want to start with this yellow and blue on the outside. I wanted to start with the yellow.
I can't wait to get to
I'm excited for the middle. There's this blue and then a white and gray. So I think it's...
You think you'll get there, right? You'll be able to... You think you'll...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What I'm thinking is that I might hit it in... There's a chunk of it that's probably... I don't know. I'm going to say maybe this big. That's a flat section with no increases or decreases. So I think I might get it there. I don't know.
I cannot get over the softness of this yarn.
The Fua Fua is a splurge. It is
totally
70% cashmere.
Brushed cashmere. I don't know what the difference is. It does feel like a brushed like velvet or something.
So this was also living in my Paradise island bag. I brought this with us.
It's a wonderful bag.
It really is. It's one of my favorite bags.
Yeah.
I don't have the... What did I do with the tags, I wonder? Right. I can just read it from the pattern. So yeah, the colorway, this is Toffee, which I just love this color. There's a lot of colors that I did love when I saw them. So Fua Fua is...
It really is so lovely. Like, look, you could probably just see the softness.
So it's 70% brushed cashmere and 30% superwash merino wool. And number one, I just love this. I will be making another one at some point because it's just such an easy knit. And I think if you... Let's say you didn't want to do the bumps. It's such a good shape.
Yeah.
In easy knit that just doing this with, any yarn, if you wanted to make a fingering weight version and just hold fingering weight, adjust your needle size and kind of adapt it, make it whatever length you want. I think this is
or even stripe it. You could just do it like a
scrappy version without doing the bumps. I just think it's such a easy pattern to memorize. Now that I'm in it, I don't look at the pattern at all.
Good.
I just kind of wing it. Not wing it, but I know what I'm doing. I've made mistakes with my increases, so I'll have to adjust for that a bit. But otherwise, I love this. I think it's going to be fantastic.
And I love the detail. Like this is where you just weave in that end.
Yeah, you weave in your end
on purpose in the front like this to create that dash.
I love it. My
neat.
intention is to finish this prior to going to pick up every stitch and wearing it there that day.
That would be neat. Because that's where they sell the Fua Fua from, right?
Yeah, that's where I bought the Fua Fua from. Pick up every stitch. It's from Moondrink, the yarn. It's just such a beautiful base. And the spin cycle is... What's the colorway name? Is...
Summer Love.
Summer Love.
Cute.
So you can... So this is it skeined up, not caked up. And I believe you only need one skein of this. So it's, if you have some spin cycle, it's a great way to use it. Somebody asked me, because Fua Fua, like I said, it's expensive. Pricey. You're holding it together and you're making a DK weight yarn. So somebody had asked for a suggestion on what to use if this is out of your price range. So first, you can use 2 strands of any fingering weight yarn held together to create that DK weight. If you found something that had some fluff, maybe even a fingering weight with like a mohair or a fingering weight with a Surrey alpaca to create that DK. This was one that I thought of as well. This is Lang Yarns. This is their yak.
It's equally soft.
Right. It's actually a couple shades off in the color, but the same type of color family. This is a 50 grams, so you get 120 meters.
Yeah, that's soft.
It's really, really soft. It's a chain.
Mm-hmm. Chainette construction.
Yeah, it's a chainette construction. This is color 1103.0011. Like, love.
Wow, that .0011 is like the best.
Loved pulling that out of the Crayola box. It was my fave. This is 70% merino and 30% yak, but it's still incredibly soft. I don't know the price on it, though. It doesn't say. But I think this, something like this could be a good substitute for that. Any DK weight that you find would be another substitute for the Fua. But I think you can get creative with it and make some really fun versions of this.
Yeah.
If that's out of your price range. Where's another good place?
Yarnsub.com you can use.
I went to Yarnsub actually beforehand.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't see Moondrake listed on there.
Oh.
But I don't know if you can search by like
fiber content maybe?
Yeah, or fiber blend to see. But give it a shot. I also highly recommend going to the pattern on Ravelry and going to the project page and looking at other projects, because maybe somebody there might have used a different base and give you some ideas. So definitely check out those project pages on Ravelry.
Do you think somebody could use like a Surrey alpaca held like triple or double?
Yeah, so I would say Surrey alpaca.
Because that's kind of like a lacy, right?
Surrey alpaca is a lace weight, so I would think you would need to hold it 3 to 4.
Isn't it a little thicker than a lace weight though?
I don't know,
because
to be honest.
I think mohair is more of a lacy weight, but I think the Surrey alpaca is a little bit thicker.
But I still don't think it's a fingering weight.
No, probably
so
not.
This is fingering weight.
You might have to hold it like
3 to 4 times. I would think 3 times. You know what would be another fantastic one to use actually is the Mayax. I got the Tibetan Cloud, which is a DK, like a light DK weight.
Yes.
So that could be really nice with...
I have to stretch my legs out. Hopefully I don't hit the camera. Oh, that feels good.
Like that with maybe like a Surrey alpaca or something. So there's definitely ways to get creative.
Yeah.
And, it depends on if you want something that's like floofy and that cashmere feel. I'm sure you can find some... I think Surrey alpaca and mohair is the way to go with a fingering. If you want that same type of texture or feeling on it.
Yeah, honestly, like that's a luxury item.
It is.
Like it's gonna be really nice.
I'm knitting it on the recommended needles, which is a US 5. And yeah, it's super... It really is. It's just super easy to knit. I love it. And then that's all my knitting content.
Okay, I have one more to go. This is also a sweater and also a test knit. This is from Beth MacDonald Stone. I didn't make much progress on it, but I would like to show it just because I'm really loving it. And the more that I'm knitting it, the more that I'm really loving it, and I cannot wait to wear it. So this is Parish Lines Sweater 2.0. It's currently in testing phase, so just keep an eye out. Follow Beth MacDonald Stone on Instagram, or keep your eye out for Ravelry, and I'll make sure that I definitely post when it does go live for you all to see. But this was she's a Parish Line sweater. This one, like I said, previous podcasts, but we have some new viewers, so thank you for joining us and welcome. An hour in. Welcome to all you OGs too. Welcome back. This is more of a masculine lines to help fit a more like masculine body shape, a little bit broader shoulders, square kind of torso. The yarn that she uses in the pattern, I don't think I talked about that before, but it was Loop Fiber Studio, which is really cool. We saw them at Vogue Knitting Live, And that's kind of where we were talking about it with Beth.
Yeah.
And we were really close to buying some. Remember, we had some in our hands.
Don't say we.
I was really close to buying some. I had some in my hands, but I ended up not doing it. So it's like the yin yang. So it's like marled together, spun together, and then they have like two color. Like the colors are related.
It's 3 plies.
Yes.
So in one, you would have like 2 red and 1 white.
Yep.
And then in the other, you would have 2 white and 1 red. So they're complementary.
Yeah.
But one has a more dominant color than the other.
Right. So this is this sweater is knit with the 2 complementary colors. So they definitely work together, and that's where you can see the little variation there. For me, though, this, because I have some trouble with my color vision at times.
You do?
Just a little. That was hard for me to wrap my head around, and I knew it would be a little bit difficult, so I wanted higher contrast. And this is what I've got so far. Let me show you my progress. It's a top-down another circular yoke top-down color work. It's fingering weight yarn. It's the back. So this is my version. So
I
it's
like it with
definitely
the high contrast.
and I like it with the high contrast too. I think it's
really
going to be
nice.
really cool. You can definitely see the directions, change a little bit.
Yeah.
I love the collar. The collar is a folded collar, and it's just 2x2 color or 1x1 color work up here to create that like ribbing effect. But it's super squishy. It's nice and thick. There is some short row shaping, but I did mark the back of the sweater too, just so that I would know.
Yeah.
I separated for sleeves. I think I had shown you the sweater when I separated for sleeves. I'm not 100% sure though. And here's where I was.
Oh, you made
So
good
yeah,
progress.
so I did a couple of inches. Right now we're just kind of in Stockinette City. Look how cute this little birdie is.
Oh yeah, where's that from?
Isn't that adorable? That's from Jill.
Oh, from
Yeah. So I got one of the kits.
I love how you corrected yourself.
I'm a sucker for
yeah,
friggin' kits.
yeah. Well, you'll see that later.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
that was a Valentine's Day kit from last year from Jill Zielinski, who is North Bay Fibers.
Yes.
She did a Valentine's box with 2 skeins of yarn, a candle, an air freshener, and that.
Yeah, I don't know where this is from though. I don't remember. But isn't it so cute?
Yeah.
I thought it was cute for the springtime, so I changed around my my stitch markers and stuff. And this one's an acorn, which is kind of folly, but whatever.
No, look, we have acorns.
I know, I love them.
I know, it's cute.
Okay, so anyway, that's kind of what I did. It's really a super simple colorwork pattern. I would highly recommend this as a first colorwork project if that's something that you're interested in. So keep an eye out for when it's going to launch. I am using... Go ahead, were you going to ask a question?
I don't know, actually.
Okay. I'm knitting this on the recommended needles. So currently, for right now, on the body, I believe it's a US 7. No, it's a US 5. Sorry, it's a fingering weight, right. So it's a US 5. I'm knitting it with... The contrasting color for my color work is just Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. So I have only used... I used I have 2 50-gram skeins that I pulled out. I thought I might need a third one. There is some color work at the hem, but I don't think I think I'm gonna have plenty of this left over.
Oh,
so I might do some on the wrist as well. I'm not sure. I might do that 1x1. That might look. Really cool.
Maybe.
Yeah. Or at least just at the end.
I don't know. I don't know
either. So anyway, this is Wool of the Andes. It's worsted weight Dove Heather. This is their non-superwash base. And the main color that I'm using is...
it's in there. I remember.
Holst Garns. Super soft. 100% wool. Slate gray. The lot number for this one's 98047 if you care. But we had gotten cones a while ago. I'm gonna have a ton of this left over too. It's so nice not having to join yarns. Like it just hangs out in my bag. These bags, this bag I absolutely love. It's from Portland Leather. We got these. Where? Oh, online.
From Portland Leather.
From Portland Leather. Yeah. I don't know what else to really say about it. It's definitely it's a fingering weight sweater, so it takes a long time to see your progress. But
what have your thoughts been now that you've been knitting with the Holst for a while? What do you feel like? How do you feel with knitting with it? Okay,
so I think it took me a little bit to get used to the texture when you're knitting with it, because it's a very interesting texture. It's pretty rough, but also like stiff, if that makes sense. So as I'm knitting, you could probably, I don't know, you could see how it kind of twists on itself. Oh, yeah, I could be able to see that, but there you go. So you kind of like twist a little bit on itself. So I'm finding that I'm pulling out more yarn than I really need to.
Okay.
Just because I'm like, oh, how am I out of that yarn already? But I think it also is pretty splitty, I have to say. So in the yarn, not really splitty, but
the ply comes undone?
It doesn't really come undone. There are extra fibers. You're not going to be able to see that. You can kind of see it kind of by my thumb pad there. There's some extra little fibers. Do you see those extra little fibers?
Oh, yeah.
Coming out? So sometimes those get stuck when I complete a stitch.
Okay.
And it can pull up the yarn a little because it's very, very lightweight.
Yeah.
So I just have to, sometimes I break them, sometimes I like pull out, but yeah, there's no way.
I can't even see it.
There's no way.
It's not going to focus.
Oh, wait. You see it? No? Yeah, anyway. So I'm extremely excited to block it and wash all the spinning oils and stuff out of it. And I think it's going to be a very comfortable, lightweight sweater. I'm really looking forward to wearing it.
Good job.
Thank you so much. That concludes my knitting content.
My knitting content is over as well. So now we're going to jump into the break in the bank.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that first.
Let's
break the bank on the way.
Yeah, because it really is just...
we really only
made a purchase on our trip.
Yeah. The past 2 weeks have been pretty good. So it's all going to be souvenir yarn. So if you are not interested in
the chit-chat that's about to happen,
thank you so much for joining us. Make sure that you enter our giveaway down below. Put in knit swag and then whatever
type of sweatshirt
you'd be interested in. Check out her website so you can see.
Now we're going to talk about our trip.
Okay.
So we went with our friend Megan, aka Moogie, and her wife Sherry.
Yes.
Our friends we rented a house up in Margaretville, New York, which is about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive for us. It was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Just a beautiful house. The owner of it, we saw purchase the house back in 2022, and she just did such a great job in not really renovating it, but updating the style of it. And it had all wood interior for the most part. All the walls.
You can check it out on it was an Airbnb. It's called Big Rock Cabin.
Yes.
We won't give the exact address and everything like that, but you can see the pictures of the cabin that they took.
Yeah.
We took some beautiful pictures as well. We posted a lot on Instagram. I was trying to be really good.
Yeah, I thought we did a great job.
Yeah, posting this. So like I was posting on Needles at the Ready, and then we posted on our personal accounts too, just like some pictures and us out and about and stuff. It was really nice to be able to share that. We had such an amazing time.
We did.
So we packed
Tuesday.
We packed on Tuesday. We packed a lot of stuff.
We did.
I had 4 bags of knitting that I brought with me.
Literally one. Honest to God, I had my needles. This project. I don't know what else I have in here. And then yarn to start 2 other projects if I wanted something like super simple. And I brought my socks. So it all fit in this bag from Paradise Island.
So we, Kevin drove, which was really nice. Thank you for doing that, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
I thought I was going to drive home, but you were...
I thought we were going to switch any midway when we got to the rest stop.
Yeah.
Because that was like my thought. And then I thought we were going to switch at the yarn shop, but it's actually...
You were already in driver mode. So.
I was in driver mode, and this car is obviously really comfortable to drive.
Yeah.
The seat's super comfortable, so I didn't mind driving. And we did take those breaks, you know?
We did. So we couldn't check in until 3 p.m. And we wanted to... A lot of you were giving us some suggestions of some yarn shops to visit, and I wish we had more time to do that. But we really wanted to go and see...
Perfect Blend
Yarn and Tea Shop.
Yeah.
Close to Rhinebeck. I forgot the name of it.
It's in Saugerties.
Oh, yeah, Saugerties.
I don't know
Actually,
if I
here it is. So this is the... Saugerties. So we decided to leave around 10. Did we leave at 10, 10:30?
Yeah, we probably left about 10:30. We just had to stop, do the grocery store and stop and get gas before we went. And we knew, mapping out our trip, that this was like 20 minutes north of where we would have turned, I think, or something like that, to go to the cabin. Mm-hmm. So it added a little bit of extra, not much, time.
Maybe like a half an hour, if that.
Yes, a half an hour.
Yeah.
It added a half an hour to our trip. So we stopped there prior to heading to Margaretville.
So it was a lovely shop. I think we posted a picture of it, but this is the outside of the shop. Mm-hmm. We met Sue, who was wonderful.
Oh my gosh.
The minute we walked in, she was, hi, how are you? Do you guys knit? Do you crochet? We're like, yeah, both. So she kind of explained the way that the shop was. It was really pretty. You walked in and there were two aisles. Two aisles. It was still a decent size there. They had like local teas and honey and all of those things. And then some yarn. And then she said, around the corner is more of the local like hand-dyed stuff. Kevin had asked about any local yarns. And there was a whole nother room, which was like a second store. It was really huge, and it was set up beautifully. There was like a couch and hangout area. I do a lot of classes and pop-up shops, they said. So we were really, really impressed, and we thought it was really nice. So
it was a beautiful store.
Thank you very much. Me too. I'm really, really happy that we stopped.
And she was super helpful because she gave a lot of recommendations on stuff to do or shops to do. I don't have the piece of paper with me.
And that was pretty much the theme as we go in and tell our story. Like that was pretty much the theme, is like it was so local. Like everything was just so local. There weren't any chains restaurants or any of that stuff. And everybody that we talked to was so nice and so willing to share oh, we'll go try this place, or have you tried this one? And if you like this, go there. And she was our first experience with that. So she took the time out. She wrote out 4 or 5 different places for us to try out. Hiking trails to restaurants and everything. It was really lovely.
The cool thing about this trip is that we just wung it. The whole thing.
Wung it? Is that a thing?
It. Did we winged it? No, we wung. I don't know.
We just went with the flow.
Yeah, we went with the flow.
Yeah.
So... Which was perfect. It was just the perfect way to do that.
Yes.
So at Perfect Blend, we decided to buy some souvenir yarn.
Kevin.
Don't Kevin me.
Kevin.
Do not Kevin me. Raymond.
Okay. This is their actual card.
Oh, yeah, we actually did some damage.
No, we did some damage. This is really, really bad. So, we did not meet Mary, who is the owner. We missed her by, I think she said 30 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, not by much.
We did sign the guest book, but Kevin didn't put our contact information.
I put mine.
He put his own personal. So, Mary, if you're watching, please reach out to me because I would like to join your mailing list. I could probably just go on their website. So. It's yarnandteashop.com is their website, and Perfect Blend Yarn Shop on Instagram if you're interested in following. She also gave us some cute little pencils.
I know.
I love it. Yarn and tea shop. Okay.
All right. So first, I bought some tea because love tea, and they had Harney and Sons, so I got Earl Grey.
We've had this tea before. I think somebody sent it to us.
They did, and I got Paris. So we got two.
I know. We got it at Rhinebeck. Somebody gave it to us
somebody did give us some. We have it downstairs. The vanilla something.
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Yeah. So got some tea because we were at a yarn and tea shop, so you can't walk away without.
I know. We were a little bummed that we didn't get.
I was just gonna say that. I really wish they had some like local raw honey, and it's one regret, not a regret, but I wish that we made the purchase of some raw honey because I love honey. You don't like honey though. Why?
Because they have there was like a strawberry one. They had different flavors. I thought that would be really cool to try.
I was gonna say you have said you don't like the taste, the flavor of honey.
Why did you just do that?
I don't know. Because you know why? Because I was thinking of the
I didn't like those honey sticks.
Or the chapstick with the honey.
No, I didn't care for that either.
Yeah, you're not a fan of the flavor of honey. Okay. So that
could
was
be swayed if you added some strawberry in there.
Okay. So that was the first one, purchase. And then do you want me to go or do you want to go with yours?
I can go.
Okay.
So I had just finished, for those of you who no, I didn't use this yarn at all. I want to use this yarn. They had a really great selection.
Yeah.
So this is Hudson and West. I talked a couple of podcasts ago about that Stephen West basket weaver hat, which was really cool. It's kind of similar to the Musselburgh and the one out by Brooklyn Tweed. I forgot the name of it.
Me too.
But it's that, the hat that kind of is just one piece and it opens up like this. You can wear it inside out. And the basket weaver hat has a really cool basket weave pattern in like one color. And then so that when it's folded in, the contrast of the bottom color will kind of pop through. You can see it through there. So,
but it's not going to be reversible like a.
It still could be if you want to just have a solid.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I guess
what I mean?
so.
Like you could have the basket weave on the inside.
True.
So, which I thought would be really cool because this is a very neutral color.
Yeah. So I'm.
Oh yeah, this would be my basket weave.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh,
that's what I was thinking.
Maybe not.
Why?
I could always reverse it too.
What do you mean?
And have this pop through.
You could, but I think that this color would be better as the basket.
Anyway, let me just show you. So I got these two colors. This is Weld by Hudson and West. I thought that they would be really cool contrasting together. This is a black. It's called Raven.
It's a good black.
It's a good black, and I think that's what what drew me to that first is that it's very difficult to find like a strong black. It's DK. It's non-superwash. Spun in New York, sourced in the U.S. And this is, I think I said, it's called Raven. It's the Weld base. This is Mustard, which I thought like the black and gold would look really cool and like high contrast together. The content, I believe it's just...
No, it's Cordell.
Yeah, I thought it was Cordell. No, yes. So 70% U.S. Merino and 30% Corriedale is the Weld base. So I got those for that project, which I did really well because I only purchased for specific projects. So that was that.
Okay.
You have a lot of things there. I can show the other one as well.
Yeah, show.
So the next one, I am such a sucker for kits.
Literally, Sue pulled out a kit and he's like, "Oh, I'm a sucker."
Well, she put it back. I didn't say anything. She put it back, and then I walked right the heck back over, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I was trying to take this off, but I'm probably not even. It doesn't even matter. Oh yeah. Okay. This was a splurge. So this was in the room with all of like the hand dyed local-ish. So this is a kit by Murky Depths, who we saw for the very first time at Vogue Knitting, and she lives apparently right over the bridge or right over the river, which was really, really cool. And it's a kit for the Aurora Cabin Shawl by Stephen West, which, ready? Let's show you the colors that I got first. It's all a bunch of like greens and blues.
You got
red in there.
Like a brick red almost.
And it makes this. Isn't that so cool?
Yeah.
So I love the pattern. I've seen some other people post the shawl.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the shawl is kind of like right up our alley, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to do. And now I don't have to worry about it.
Picking your colors.
Picking my colors.
Yeah.
So, do you want to know what colors they are? Should I say?
Yeah.
All right. So, oh god, it's so nice. So this is they're on her 100% superwash singles base. So color is blonde on blonde.
Oh, cute.
That's the first one. This one is like Tobacco Road.
Oh. Do I have Tobacco Road?
I don't know. We might. It's so good.
Or maybe Michael
This one's
has
probably one of my favorites. This one is called Mystic.
Yeah, that's a really beautiful bluey
Green.
Gray, blue.
Gray.
Yeah, it's like this
got-
blue gray. And there is
no
some green in it.
Yeah, there's
yeah,
green.
it's has a lot of depth, that color.
Mm-hmm. This one is Picante. And then this darker is called Drab.
Drab.
It's far from drab. Looks super cool.
Yeah, they're really
So yeah,
pretty.
with their powers combined, oh, it smells really good too.
I know. I love the way that yarn
Me too.
smells.
Look how good. That's going to be so cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun show.
I love it. So, yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I do have to get the pattern, though. I don't have the pattern.
So I think with the exception of one skein, the yarn that I bought pretty much has projects in mind. So first this is a local dyer. They live in New York.
Did I not get any of that?
No.
Wow.
So
Look at the
I
control. I had some good control.
bought
Oh, wait, I did
this.
buy one more thing.
Somebody had asked us to do like a gift knit for them. They wanted a shawl in the color purple. So I had gone through our session. I actually don't have any purple yarn up here, and I could dye it, but then dyeing one skein would be weird, and I would have to dye more than one skein. And if I didn't like it, then I would have to dye more, purple to try to get the purple that I was looking for. So I saw this here, and it is on a singles base. It's 400 yards, 100 grams, 100% superwash merino. And this is by Cake Woolco. This colorway is, Sea Made. So I thought this would be a beautiful shawl.
It's really gorgeous.
And they had a pattern, a sample there. It was a Hohi pattern.
Yeah, the one skein.
I think it's called one skein. Or single skein shawl or something like that. It's something along those lines. So that's what this is going to be for. And then
She had some really, I don't want to say she, they had some really amazing, fun colors. Like, very bright and like, they did remind me of like, I don't know if it's because that type of yarn is cake, but it looked like frostings and desserty and...
Yeah, beautiful colors.
Beautiful colors. You have another one for me,
Yeah, I
too.
do. So then this is, the owner, Mary, her sister dyes yarn. So they had a wall of that. So I thought that would be really fun to get. So this is Whole Knit and Caboodle. Cute name. This is under
Totally cute name.
DK base. It's superwash merino. It is 278 yards for 254 meters. And it is charcoal. So just a nice tonal gray. Thought it could be good for a hat. Because I don't have it. I actually don't have any gray hats.
No, that would
So
be
I thought
really
it would be
nice.
nice for just a simple gray hat.
Yep.
And then I made...
This base is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, I did do another purchase from Cake Woolco. This is the colorway number 3. Again, this is on the single base superwash merino. Yeah, it's milk base. It's a singles or single rather ply. Really beautiful, just kind of like dark green and light green specks on it. And I got it to go with the next two colors. So I bought from Murky Depth
These are
as
beautiful
well.
together.
So I got lemongrass, and this is called the Gunks, or I don't know if that's a R.
Grunks.
Right? I didn't know if it's
Grunks.
Grunks or Gunks.
No,
I'm
because
gonna
the
go
Grunks is isn't it a cartoon?
I don't know.
Something.
So the way that I'm thinking is using these 3 greens together. I think these could... So this is a very dark green...
Or is it the Grunks? Is there a U?
Like a greeny gray with some speckles of like oranges.
That's a punk band
and
formed
teals.
in Saudi Arabia. I don't think that's.
I just think this one's so lovely. And I feel like this color is in here, and then like this has some of the green from here. So I think that this would be a really fun shawl. And that is what I purchased. And then you have one more thing for me.
I do. I've been wanting this for a very long time. We've seen them at a bunch of fiber events, and I always at last minute I decide not to get it. But this time I decided to get it. Beautiful basket. It is from... Oh no.
Oh, you can't see. It's quite faded.
Well, they're handmade in Ghana. They weave these baskets. It's called a Bolga basket, Bolga. It's really faded, so I can't see
all the details on
all the details, but it is handmade and obviously takes a lot of work. And I love the craftsmanship.
Yeah, I have one.
And the colors. So this is gonna live next to me on the couch, and I probably put all my projects in there. So
yeah, they're fantastic.
They're so fantastic. I thought the price was really good on this one too. I think it was like $70. Yeah, $72. Yeah. So I thought that was really good for a handmade. It's huge.
Yeah,
basket. And I think
that's everything. That's the Breaking the Bank.
That's
section,
the Breaking the Bank
that
section.
Was our day, the beginning of our day one of our vacation. So we stopped there, and then we headed to Margaretville. The drive was beautiful.
The drive was really
1
cool.
hour from Perfect Blend to Margaretville. We did a lot of back roads, I think, until we got to 87, if I'm not mistaken. And then we took 87 into Margaretville, drove up to the cabin. Very steep drive, scary. Thank God it wasn't snowing.
Thank God.
We would have walked.
I mean, we literally were on top of the mountain.
Yeah. I mean, we were, I think as high as, no, I think it went up higher behind us. I don't know. I don't remember though. So either way, we got there just actually right after 3. We waited for our friends to come in, and then we headed to, I forget the name of the town, but it was about a half an hour away for dinner. The owner of the cabin put together like a guidebook, so incredibly well done with recommendations. Mm-hmm. The one thing that was actually quite not difficult, but that was interesting was it's their off season. So
which we didn't realize until we got there.
I don't know that we would have
even thought.
Yeah, but so all the restaurants and shops and things have very weird hours. So we tried to find some place to eat, and we went to the first place pretty much that we could find that was open from the guidebook, and it was called Brio's Pizzeria, and it was delicious. And they had such a wide selection of different types of foods. Like they had pizzas, they had some Mexican food, they had some really good sandwiches, and then they had good entrees. So it wasn't like your typical just going to an Italian pizzeria place. I mean, fantastic food. They had locally made local New York statewide bottled soda, which was delish.
And so the look of the place, like we just assumed it would be like run of the mill. Okay, we're getting just like, I ordered a grilled cheese. It's like, okay, my grilled cheese though honestly was the best grilled cheese I think I've ever eaten in my life. It was grilled cheddar and apples. I've never had a grilled cheese with apples inside before.
I have, and it's delish.
Oh my God. And the bread was like freshly made.
Yeah, it was like local bread.
It was incredible. The French fries were crispy.
Oh, we had the tater tots. Fresh. And gravy.
Tater tots with cheese and gravy.
It was like, we didn't have a bad meal the entire time that we were there. And it was really nice to go to all these local places. Mm-hmm.
And everybody was so nice.
Yeah. It's a different pace.
Yeah.
Like a different, it's just such a slower pace. And I said when we were driving home yesterday, I was like, I get the appeal of living in a town like this, because you do just slow down a bit, and everybody's really nice. Everybody kind of you would think a lot of people know each other.
But there's a little bit of, there's that sense of community too, because like there's nothing really around. Like the houses are very far away from each other. We did, like Kevin said, we drove like 30 minutes away just to get, you know, food that first night. Right. We didn't realize how close we were to the actual village.
But nothing in the village was open.
No,
like,
nothing.
Restaurant wise.
Yeah. And because it was Wednesday, so most of those restaurants and stuff, they were open from like Thursday through Saturday, and the hours were there. Some of them were only open for like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah. There were some places like we would look, and it was open from 11 to 2, or then maybe 3 to 9, or a 4 to 9, or something like that. So so we had to kind of plan our day, but not. So so that was
we really
Wednesday
didn't
night.
Have that much of a plan.
No, not at all.
We just we wung it.
Wung it. We went back to the house, went in the hot tub and hung out, had some drinks. And then Thursday we went.
Well, they had I put a picture on Instagram. Like there was this beautiful table with the fire pit, in the middle.
The propane.
It was a huge table. We hung out there. We hung out there almost hours. I think every night we hung out at at that place. So that first night was really nice because we had a couple of beers and just hung out and
caught up too.
Yeah.
We caught up, talked, and then Thursday we went into town. Yes, we went into town, and a lot of stuff
because we wanted to go in for breakfast. So we found a place in the village of Margaretville, which is really half a street.
Cute.
It's half a street, and a little bit on the side.
It's adorable,
completely adorable. And there was a place called Bun and Cone, which that's what we found for breakfast. Yeah, we wanted to go there. And again, it was the rest of the town was kind of sleeping. It was really 11 o'clock. We went to go at breakfast, and nothing was open yet, except for this place. Yep. And this was a diner / ice cream parlor, old school red, seats. We were the only ones in there. There was 2 other people at the counter, but they worked there.
Oh, did they?
That older man. There was an older man who I think just came in. Probably comes in every day. Yeah. But then, the lady that was sitting next to him, he gets up, she gets up, she puts her apron on, she goes behind the counter.
Oh, funny.
As we were leaving, more people were coming in. But again, great food. We had breakfast sandwiches. Everything was fresh.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Oh. And then right on the corner of the street that this was on was a place called Home Goods of Margaretville. So we stopped in there, and it's like, your little corner grocery store almost. And we
it wasn't. They had like
local meats and local eggs and local cheeses.
Books you could buy and pin. Oh, we got those. They're downstairs.
Yeah, our pins and stickers. Yeah. So it was fantastic. We got some food from there. We got some bread that we used to make egg and cheese sandwiches for the rest of the time.
Well, that's what inspired us to decide to have breakfast the next day, and then start thinking about having dinner and stuff at home too, or at the cabin. Yeah. So you found that bread, the rolls. There's like ciabatta
urban cheese rolls, fantastic. We got some cherry pecan bread, and we just and they were really lovely. They made some recommendations as well. So
we were going to go hiking that day.
Yeah, we went hiking right after
that day.
On Shavertown Trail. Y'all, let's talk about Shavertown, right? It was not the hike that it was a legitimate hike. We weren't.
It's not like the trails around here.
No.
Our trails around here have a welcome sign, and
it was just
flat.
You're just gonna go up a little bit at a time. Yeah. This was and this one is troop leader. Come on, guys. And he's like, whoa, it's so much fun, and we're like, no.
When I say we're not exaggerating, your incline is like this.
It really. I
mean, we're holding onto trees. Look, I had my, we had
walking
sticks, but we powered through. I was encouraging you all, come on, guys, just a little bit longer. We'll stop up here, and we stopped. We had our water.
We stopped at every red flag.
To take. We took some pictures, so you can find that on our Instagram as well if you want to see some of those pictures. It took us about an hour to get up the mountain.
I actually don't think so. I think we only
40 minutes maybe.
Yeah, 40 minutes. I feel like we did the whole thing up and down, and we didn't go all the way either.
Oh no, we did.
That was another like 0.7 miles to get to where we actually were hoping to get to initially, and then we started walking downhill, and we were like, no, we can't walk back up this.
But it was so worth it when we got to the top. There was some crankiness happening along the way, and some choice words directed at me because I was trying to motivate everybody.
Not from me though. I didn't make the choice words. Here is.
So we get to the summit. There's a beautiful little pond there with turtles swimming around and stuff. And we had a view down the valley.
That was from where we got to, and that's a reservoir that I think is where we were initially going to attempt to get to. Mm-hmm. But we just made it to this pond, which was called Snake Pond. It was well worth it.
It was well worth it.
It was hot though. So if you all, I don't know where else in the country, but at least on the East Coast, we have some unseasonably hot weather. We were in the 80s to 90s. So it was hotter than, number one, we expected. And I think it just got hotter as we progressed too. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a lot of shade because there's no leaves on the tree. So you're really just walking in sunlight.
Yeah.
But totally worth it. And
totally worth it.
We left.
Yeah, we went back to the town because right next to Bun and Cone was their grocery store.
Yes.
So we were talking we got those rolls. Let's stop at the grocery store. We might as well grab some hot dogs and hamburgers and things to throw on the grill and the eggs and cheese and all those fun things.
Yeah.
So then we went to the grocery store again, right next to Bun and Cone. We noticed that the shops and stuff started opening, and we noticed that some of the actual what the actual shops were. There was some really cute Artisans Guild shops and different things like that. And we're like, oh, we should come back here tomorrow and do some shopping. So we stopped at the grocery store, like I said. We got all of the things. We got some local beers while we were there. We each got can. We each got a can of beer to try, or cider, or something like that. It was cider. I had a pumpkin cider.
What did I have? Good. I had ginger citrus, and it was delicious.
Yep. Megan and Sherry got some as well. We each got something different.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we went back to the house, and we hung out for the rest of the day. We went into the hot tub. A couple more times. It was really. It was just perfect. Every step of the trip was exactly what we needed. It felt great to get into the hot tub after hiking.
And what was cool too for us is we had said, we haven't been on an actual vacation without an event or something attached to it, or without some other purpose of being there, probably in 20 years. So for us, it was really nice to do that, because I don't think it would have been the same experience in our 20s as it is now. No. It's a different thing.
We would have gone someplace different in our 20s. I think this is perfect for
we would have been at a
speed that we live in now.
Bar from 10 to 4 in the morning or some crap like that. But perfect.
The cabin, we were talking about it today, was with Megan and Sherry. It's that perfect. We used every amenity that there was. They had a bottle of Prosecco for us when we first got there. We we used the hot tub. There was the table with the fire pit and everything, the grill, they had a Keurig, they provided all these Keurig pods for us and everything. It was really lovely. So we definitely took full advantage of being at the house, which was exactly what we wanted. We just relaxed. We had that nice balance. So that was the second night.
Yeah, so then Friday when we were there, we decided that we wanted to go into town and spend the day there. So we had a really late start to the day. We hung out at the cabin, had our breakfast, headed into town because we knew when stores were opening. We had done a little research beforehand to be okay, let's make sure we don't go prior to places opening.
Yeah.
So we went back. We went to.
It also helped that a lot of we were saying, a lot of the store's hours were weekend hours, so it was Friday, which was great. Right, things were definitely open.
So we just hit up all the little shops. We got we stopped at one beautiful plant store.
Oh, it was so nice.
So we got a plant and a succulent. Mm-hmm. I got this turquoise necklace.
Oh, and I got this bracelet, which is all
lava beads.
Lava rocks.
Lava rocks. Good job.
Thanks.
Great.
We got a succulent and a really cool
purpley plant. I don't know what kind
plant.
it is.
Yeah.
That's all inspired by Michael from Piece for Piece Crafting,
Yeah,
because
thanks,
he's
Michael.
a plant guy. So now we're trying to become plant dads. Thank you, Michael. There might be some more plants in our future.
It was called Sacred Soil.
Yeah, it was
a lovely shop.
Fantastic. They had really cool like air plants and terrariums for sale. Just really
I wanted to get a Venus flytrap. They had a little baby Venus flytrap.
We could have spent a ton of money in there.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we didn't, but we could have.
No, me neither. They put together a lot of these the displays, like, you know, where you like put together the succulents in like a really fun way.
Yeah.
All of that terrariums or whatever they're called, terrariums. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can tell that they spent so much time doing all of that, and they knew exactly what they were doing, obviously.
Yeah.
But they told us how to water things, and if there's any problems, we could always reach out to them. It was very, very nice. Yeah. We went to a local Artisans Guild shop, which was really cool. So we didn't buy anything from there, but there was a lot of handmade items and tchotchkes and things. There was some yarn there. We don't really know where it had come from. It wasn't like labeled and stuff or what it really was, but there was some fiber too. It was really cool.
It was
such a cool. Then, surprisingly, like so random, right where we parked our car, we like look up and there's this giant shoe store.
Yeah.
It was like in this big house or whatever. We're like, do you want to go in the shoe store? Like, that's just kind of random.
Yeah.
And we were saying, like, oh, we want to get some Birkenstocks. We haven't had Birkenstocks. I haven't had a Birkenstock. I used to have Birkenstocks in high school.
I don't think I ever owned any.
So I was like, you know, let's just walk in there. It couldn't hurt.
And Megan had hers with her, and we had asked her, like, prior to even seeing this, like, how they were, and she's like, oh, I live in these, blah, blah, blah. So we walked in, and they had Birkenstocks.
And the owner of the shop was so lovely. He talked to us about, you know, what happened during COVID, and like he moved up there from Manhattan, and all this, just having those cool conversations. Yeah. So yeah, we ended up buying some Birkenstocks
from there,
which I love. They're so comfortable.
I love them.
Working on breaking them in right now.
Yep.
They're already getting my little footprints in there.
Yeah, and then we just hit up a bunch of any store that we could. We went to. There was a cafe, actually. It was called Cafe Marguerite. So good. The guy who owns it was a baker, like in Manhattan, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were, or he was. And he opened up this cute little cafe place with fresh baked goods, fresh coffee. So we stopped there for our local coffee and sat outside and had that, which was nice. And then
we had maple
iced maple lattes. Fantastic.
And almond croissants.
Yeah. And then
my favorite part, one of my favorite parts of the
this
whole trip.
Literally was one of my favorite. We went to a distillery. So this was Union Grove Distillery. Mm-hmm. And I believe this was was it Andes? Because it was not Margaretville, Texas. No, it just says New York. But we saw that they opened at 3. And we got there just beforehand. We got there at like 2:30 because we had tried to hit up a couple other places. But a lot of places, again, are closed because it's their off season. Mm-hmm. So we pulled in the parking lot. They weren't open yet. Ray walked up to see when they did open.
They're in Arkville.
Arkville. Thank you. Yes. It was
because the website said that they're open at like noon or something like that. I'm like,
11.
Yeah. So I went up to the door to see, but there was a sign there that said, winter hours.
And then while we were in the parking lot, the owner, Penny, waved us down and said that we could come in. So we went in, and here they make vodka, gin, rye whiskey, and a maple spirit. So we went in, and she was fantastic.
She was so wonderful. She's like, do you mind if I vacuum? You guys, like, I'll set you all up and then I'll vacuum, and we're getting set up. Of course, I offered, like, I'll vacuum. I have no problem, like, helping or whatever. I did help hang the flag.
Yes, you did.
I put the flag in the thing. But she was amazing. She was. We found out that she was a nurse as well. She was so lovely. We had great conversations, great laughs with her.
Yeah.
She had us try all of the different things that they distill there. So we had those little communion glasses.
With the exception of the gin, they didn't have any.
They couldn't sell the gin right now because there's a lot of regulatory stuff.
Yeah.
Especially in that county, I guess, when it comes to liquor and all of that. So, we couldn't try the gin. And they couldn't market the maple spirit as rum because of another regulation or whatever.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't have sugarcane in it. In order
Right.
for a rum to be considered a rum, sugarcane has to be used, and they use maple as the
instead.
sweetener, and so it can't be considered rum.
Right.
So it's called a maple spirit.
So we tried all of those. They also had, obviously, they had a drink menu too to mix any of those cocktails. She also had infused vodka
Yes.
there with different things that she let us try as well. Don't tell her because we weren't supposed to try that.
So we tried. So they had a black tea, a cranberry, a coffee,
Cinnamon?
a cinnamon, and a jalapeno infused vodka.
Yeah.
So we all picked, with the exception of
I don't
you,
think
Megan.
they had cranberry.
It was either no. It was,
I thought it was
Sherry got the cranberry.
she did.
She got the cranberry. I got the coffee. You and Megan got the black tea.
to try.
And then we all got a drink made with
Craft cocktail.
a craft cocktail. We hung out there for a good hour.
Yeah, we just chatted. It was like
We met her husband, who are they're the Coners. They
Yeah.
own this, and it's just such a cute place. And the alcohol, not because it's alcohol, but the flavor of the alcohol was just so good and clean, and like the vodka had this hint of like sweetness to it.
because they use apples in their vodka.
Yes.
Which is so interesting, and they have a very proprietary distilling process that
Yes.
she she was very well educated because it's what they do.
Yeah.
But it was so interesting to learn that process.
Yeah.
I had what did I drink? I had an old fashioned
You had an old fashioned. I have
because I really wanted just to
taste
see if I could sip it.
Yeah. And I got a maple apple pie, which
Oh, it was divine.
hands down probably one of the best drinks I've ever had, and very dangerous if you
We only
drink it.
stayed for one drink.
Yeah, we only did
because
one
we
drink.
had to drive back home. So
Correct. Yeah, it was just lovely. We got a sweatshirt, we got some whiskey glasses, you
I
got
got
a hat.
The hat is one of my favorite hats already.
And as we left and we were driving home too,
We also bought
alcohol too.
We bought a bottle of
each of them. And but what we said that was really cool and fun about the entire experience is that we got to go in and support some small businesses during their off season, which is why they have these limited hours. So it's just nice to be able to go in and do that. And I would totally go back to the area again at some point in our life, because it was really, really nice. All the people were great. The town's adorable. And in driving 30 minutes, there's a very different drive than a 30-minute drive like in Connecticut. Yeah. For us to drive 30 minutes, we would be driving a much longer distance, right? Or no? Bless you.
We would be driving less distance, but hitting all the traffic and the traffic lights. There was I think we hit one traffic light.
Yeah, there were not many traffic lights at all.
But there was also the Margaretville little village, but there's also a little villages all kind of spread out. We didn't go into any of the other areas with the exception of
we were in Arkville,
but that wasn't.
No, it wasn't Arkville. It was Phila something. Remember?
Oh yeah,
I forget.
Felicia.
She had said it too, and I forget how she had pronounced it. But it was another town. That was the first night where we went to Brios, and you go to this place was in Arkville, and I'm sure we probably were in other ones that we just didn't realize.
But it was a perfect amount of time to spend there. It was nice to get home for sure. We had it was just such a relaxing time. You didn't have to wait for, or we weren't on a schedule. Oh yeah.
So going back to
we spent a lot of time at the cabin, which was really what we wanted.
And on Friday night, we played this game. Ray got it for me for Christmas, and I've seen it on the Facebook and all that stuff for years. But the ones that I saw, it was quite expensive. But he got this for me for Christmas. It's called Hunt a Killer, and this comes with all of this stuff inside, and it's kind of like your detectives, and you have to figure out who murdered somebody, and it is so well thought out. And all the stuff that you need, there's clues, and you have to break codes, and it came with a kind of like a souvenir. You got a bottle opener from it. This was such a good time. It took us an an hour and a half or so.
Even though it says like it should take only like 45 to 60 minutes, it took us an hour and a half. We really combed through the evidence.
Yeah. I would highly recommend this. If you need something that's not normal for like your night in with friends, look for one of these. You got it from Amazon. I think they sell them at Target too.
Yeah. Or you can buy it directly from the company. But
so much fun. I recommend 100%. We had a great time.
The stuff inside, like you really felt like, I mean, there were actual photographs, you know, inside the box.
Yeah.
And
let's just pull a couple things out. So here's an example. This was one of those like zipper security envelopes, and you had to break the code to unlock it.
Which led to more clues to help you solve the rest of the puzzle. But like the detail on this was so cool. Like this, so they have, this is the place, this is the bar in this game, and inside here on the back, I'm not going to show the whole thing, but on the back is written a phone number, and we actually called the phone number, and it was a voicemail for like about, you know, for the game, like, with one of the characters in the game. It was super cool.
Here's some like
actual
photos.
Yeah.
So it was just so freaking cool to do this.
Yep. And like this is how it comes. Like this isn't our handwriting. Like this is a notebook torn out of the guy who was murdered, and you read his like notes and stuff like that, and it's just so cool. There's a last will and testament. There's a newspaper article in here. It was really unique experience.
Yeah, and highly recommend.
Yeah,
definitely do it if you need something different.
And so as far as games go, like you really only can play this once because you try to figure out who it is, and there's an envelope in there that says "Do not open until you are sure you think you know who it is," because then obviously there's spoilers inside the envelope to say whether or not you're right. And I think it's like $30 or something like that. But it's so worth it for a unique experience. Yeah. You know, there was some creep factor too, because like the concept of this one is that somebody's following this guy around. Yeah. Wearing a devil mask, and like you actually see in one of the pictures, like in the background, somebody's staring through the window in this devil mask.
Good business model.
Totally. It's just really was a lot of fun. And this is the easy
That was easy, yeah.
They go from 1 diamond to 5, and this was 1.
And the harder they are, the more expensive they are, because they include way more stuff in it. So, and that was kind of our trip. It was perfect.
It was perfect. Yeah. It was really, really good.
So, lastly is what we've been reading and watching.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And last is what we've been reading and watching. Watching was a lot. So we finished.
I have watched a lot. I have to pee.
I know, me too. So we'll do it. We don't have much left. We finished season 3 and the final season of His Dark Materials, which was so good.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
It ended incredibly well. I want more, though. I wish that there was more coming from it. Or like, not
I don't know about the ending. I really wanted to know more. Like, I wanted them to like...
I need more. I need to see what happens after this chapter ends, kind of. Yeah. And I think that there are other books that take place afterwards, yes. Okay. We watched the only season of The Night Agent on Netflix. Hands down. So good.
Great show.
Watch it.
Totally.
The
guy's not too bad to look at either.
No, he's not. It was just so good. I don't know that it was one of the ones where you couldn't tell what was really going to happen until it kind of happened. There were some surprises along the way, which was cool. And then we're staying caught up on Mandalorian. We probably have 2 episodes to watch. We are watching season 2 of Shadow and Bone, which I'm not as invested in this season as I was in the first one.
I wonder if they just waited too long between seasons.
Or they're just taking too many liberties that it's just not pulling me in.
Maybe.
So I'm not as invested. And then last night we watched Ocean's 8 with Sandra Bullock, Rihanna, Kate Blanchett, Awkwafina.
How beautiful Rihanna is.
Yeah. Who else? And some other people. Oh gosh. There are others, and I can't, Anne Hathaway. Yeah. Sarah.
It's a good cast. Like it's good. Definitely a good cast.
It's not as good as the original Ocean movies.
No,
it didn't have the humor.
Yeah. And I was saying last night to Kevin, it doesn't. It also like the not compatibility. What's it called?
Chemistry.
between the cast wasn't fully there. I don't think.
Right.
Like I think Ocean's 11 is a great movie.
Love it.
Because of the chemistry that how the cast plays off of each other, regardless of the story. I think just how they have like their line delivery and like there's humor there and you don't even realize that there's humor until like you process it and you laugh.
Yeah.
The chemistry was fantastic, I thought there. But this one I think lacked a little bit of that chemistry. The story was cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
In like
they just felt like strangers kind of operating on their own and not really as a team.
Correct.
If that makes sense.
And the reveal wasn't as satisfying as a reveal from Ocean 11. Yeah. You know, when they go through and show how everything was done. Yeah. I didn't find it as satisfying as Ocean's 11.
Right.
And that's what we've been watching. What is going on in our house? What are those noises?
I think it was a car outside.
Oh.
We're not expecting a delivery, are we?
I don't think so. And then I finished reading, I think, 3 books.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about reading.
I don't know, though. Let me see. Library. So I finished reading 2 books. Yes. So I know I was reading Ready Player One, but we got really, I don't know, busy, but I needed some slower books. I needed like really easy reads at night.
Yeah.
So I read by K.M. Neuhold. I read the book Stroker, which is a male romance novel.
What is it called?
Called Stroker. And then, did I read this one too? I don't remember. I may have read Stick Shift also. It must have been Stick Shift. That's book 3. Stroker was book 2. And then I just finished last night. So I read this because our friend Carrie had mentioned a different book in the series. So I was going to go read that. But then I saw that this was kind of the first book, but I think it's separate enough. I don't know if you need to read this one to read the other one. Mm-hmm. But this is called Prelude for Lost Souls by Helene Dunbar. This book is it's a YA fantasy novel. It takes place in a town in New York called St. Hilary, and the town is made up of all mediums. And this is following, so you kind of have like 3 protagonists in this. You have Deck, which confused me because his name is Daniel, but they call him Deck. And the first chapter said DEC. So I thought that it took place in December. So I read it as December. And then I found out that was like a character's name. So you have him and Russ, who are residents in the town. They're both in high school, and they're both some type of medium. And then you have Alice, who comes in, who's like this prodigy pianist. And her train breaks down outside of town, and she comes and stays in the town. And she is looking to finish a prelude that she was going to perform, and it was missing like the last piece. And somehow you find out how they're all kind of tied together. And the book was okay. So I'm not sure if I'm going to read the second book because it was just okay.
Okay.
And that's what I've read.
I just wanted to check
what you finished?
If I talked about it or not. Finished.
That's me.
No, that's me on top. See it? Okay, so I finished Morgan Is My Name, and that is by Sophie Keetch. I listened to that on Audible. It's a take on King Arthur, but told from the perspective of Morgana, whoever, the Lady of the Lake kind of thing. But it's very early life for her. And she's really kind of has gone through a lot. And it sets up... I'm very curious because I only read the first one. There's more to it. It's not out yet, I don't think, on Audible, or I don't have enough credits yet to get the second one. But it really tells a story. I love the narrator in this, and I love some of the background that you're getting with this. I love the King Arthur story, I guess, in general. But yeah, I thought this was a really cool take on it. And she starts learning about her magic just towards the end of this book. So I really want to go more. But it's called Morgan Is My Name. The second book is either out or it'll be coming out soon. Or it's not out. I don't think it's out yet. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I think I do have one credit, but I don't think it's out yet. So I have to wait for that. I was really hoping to like finish it, like come to an ending, but I kind of like that they're setting this up, for probably like a big, epic kind of like story. So I finished that one. I'm currently I'm still reading The House at the Edge of the World, at the End of the World, and The House at the End of the World by Dean Koontz. I'm reading that one on Kindle. It's getting very weird for me, and I didn't realize that Dean Koontz was like supernaturally, which is fine because I'm into the supernatural stuff. But this one is just pretty out there, and I'm having a hard time describing the actual events in the book without giving spoilers away, because everything is pretty much a spoiler now when you figured out some things have happened. So I'm also personally, my own opinion is I don't think that I'm a huge fan of his writing style, just because there's just, and I think I've talked about this before, is there's a lot of descriptors about what's happening described in a way that's just it's a little awkward for me. Like, the wall has paper on it. The paper is blue. The blue are in the shape of XYZ. Like, it's weird. Yeah. It's not like, the house is surrounded by blue wallpaper, whatever. Right. So that's that. And then I'm currently listening to Magic something.
I know we did not prepare for today, obviously.
But that's okay. We don't prepare ever.
No, we always prepare a little.
It's called Reckless Magic. And it's by Rachel Higginson. I kind of like the story.
Excuse me.
Kind of hate the narrator.
Okay.
Yeah. She reads it like very emotionally when it doesn't really need to be emotional.
Okay.
Like, I sat there and I was like, what's happening?
Don't make me laugh. I have to pee.
And that's all I got.
All right. I think that's everything.
I think so too.
So, thank you for joining us for the last 5 hours. And we will be coming back in 2 weeks on a Sunday again.
Right. And if you are in the area or you would like to visit Pick Up Every Stitch, the 29th will be probably a good day to go to do it.
And don't forget, we have our giveaway for the Knit Swag sweatshirt. Just include the name Knit Swag in the comment and which one you would like. And then we'll pick a winner in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And
join our make along. You probably finished all of your projects while you're listening to us jabber on.
And I think that's everything, right?
I think so.
All right. Well, thank you guys. We hope you have a good 2 weeks, and we will see you in a fortnight.
Bye.